And now let's get back to paying attention. And once again, here's your host, Tom Duggan.
That's what they tell me. Studio audience, do we get any applause? Do we get anything at all? Can we at least pretend we have people here? Very good. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. By the way, anybody that wants to be in the studio audience, we tape at the Studio 21, is that what it's called?
Studio 21 Podcast Cafe.
21 Podcast Cafe. I'll get it right. I've only been here 4 weeks, right? It's upstairs from Two Guys Smoke Shop. We want to thank Dave. Come down, get a cigar. You know, hang out with Dave. There's a couple places in the back where you can sit down and relax on a couple couches and enjoy your cigar. I'm Tom Duggan. This is the Paying Attention Podcast. I want to thank Fred and Meredith from Lyric Properties, Lyric Consulting. I know they get all excited when I'm live on Facebook, and all of a sudden, like, we're in the middle of a police chase, and I'll flip the camera on so all you can see is me, and I'll say, and by the way, don't forget Fred and Meredith at Lyric Properties, and they get all excited about that. So I love that. I do that more now just because they told me that. Before we get to Ira and Quianna, I'm waiting for Sean the barista to bring me my coffee. Oh, there he is, Sean the barista. Woo.
That's a big cup.
How are you doing, Sean?
Very well.
Good. Thank you so much for our coffee. It is actually, and I'm not just saying this because you're here, because I would just be honest if it wasn't. This is actually the best coffee I've ever had.
Wow.
Sean knows how to make my coffee. I like dark roast, and he found this like really awesome blend. What is it called? What's that?
Taster's Choice.
It's called what?
It's a Gunstock blend.
Gunstock blend.
And, Brazilian coffees.
Brazilian coffee, and it's Gunstock blend. It's excellent. So there's actually a coffee shop up here. So if you want to come and hang out in our studio audience, Sean the barista will make you the best coffee you've ever had in your life. He needs his own segment. I swear to God, we have two more folks. We have two more sponsors coming in next week, which means I think are going to be able to go 2 hours after that.
Wow.
And that being the case, we're going to rework all of this so that the segments, there's more me in between the segments, and then we can have like Sean the barista can have his own little segment, and we can have you somewhere in between. You guys have been working on what? I've been keep hearing about this Tide Pod thing, and I'm too busy to research silly stuff, silly cultural things.
Sure.
So I didn't really pay much attention to it, but now I get all kinds of memes on my flipping Facebook page.
They're everywhere, aren't they?
And I don't even know how to comment on them because I have no friggin' clue what people are talking about. So when you said you were going to do a story on this, I'm like, well, first of all, why would they do a story on this? But the fact that you're doing it, at least, if for nobody else, it'll educate me, and I'll at least know what the hell all this is all about.
That's the main reason we're here, is just to educate
Right,
you.
to educate and entertain me.
Yeah,
Quianna's here to look pretty.
Yes.
I'm just here to
You're just here.
Yeah, I'm just here. All right, so hi, everybody. I'm Ira.
And I'm Quianna, and together we are the
IQ segment of the Paying Attention Show.
Yay.
It's good, right?
We're working on it.
It's good.
So today's topic, we're going to focus on a dangerous trend that, like you had just said, you've been seeing everywhere. It's on the news, and what it is the TIDEPODS challenge. And you want to tell us a little bit?
Sure.
First of all, what is a Tide Pod? Like
So this is
for those of us who are dumb.
Yeah, this is a Tide Pod. I don't know if I want to get the close up on the desk cam. If we can do that, Stu. So Tide Pod is basically a detergent pouch or packet. It's filled with liquid and powder, and it is toxic. And what kids are doing is they're popping in their mouth on video.
But what is it? It's
a laundry detergent.
Oh, it's laundry detergent.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So it's.
I thought Tide was making candies or something now, and everybody's talking about it.
Well, that's the joke.
That's part of it. Yeah. That's
okay. All right. I'm behind the curve. That's all right.
So the thing about this Tide Pod challenge is the first time I saw it, and obviously being in social media and spending a lot of time on Facebook and Instagram, the first time I saw it was in a meme probably last August, including bleach. It seems that the meme started with bleach, like how it was funny to drink bleach and, end your life. What a suicide joke,
Yeah,
right?
because that's hysterical, right?
I don't know if you've ever actually seen somebody drink bleach, but it's like really not pleasant.
Yeah.
And then it turned into eating a bowl of cereal of Tide Pods, and you pour some bleach on it, and it says the best way to start your morning
part of a balanced
and
breakfast.
end it all.
Yeah.
So
instead of Cocoa Pebbles, you're eating
Tide Pods.
Tide Pods, I see.
So that was the first time I saw it.
But nobody's actually doing that, right? That's just memes, right, and stuff.
Well, common sense would say that
All right.
you don't eat a laundry pod, right? But
We do have really stupid people in this country, though, so I can already see where this is going.
They look so delicious, though.
Right, yeah, don't
colorful and shiny and kind of squishy. It's kind of like that. I don't know.
Has anybody sued Tide Pods for making something like that looks like it's? Oh, right, I'm upstaging you. Right?
I'm sure it's coming soon.
I'm sorry.
We don't talk about that. But.
All right, I'll let you guys talk, and then I'll just stay out of it.
All right.
the thing with the Tide Pods is that it's obviously a chemical. It has a purpose. It has a specific reason why we're using it, and the baseline is that it contains ethanol, which is part of gasoline, and hydrogen peroxide, which
is like for the whitest whites, in your laundry. And
that's racist.
That's not a racist comment. I'm talking about clothes here, but
But along with the other poisonous materials, in 2017, the CDC reported 10,000 exposures to concentrated laundry packets, and as I had told you, we started seeing.
So 10,000 idiots put this stuff in their mouth.
Yeah, not all purpose.
You know what that's called? Natural selection. That's what that's called. If you're dumb enough to put a Tide Pod, unless you're a kid, but if you're a grown up and you're dumb enough to put a Tide Pod in your mouth, that's God's way of saying, yeah, we really don't need you around anymore.
I hear you.
Well, that's the thing. Out of those 10,000, the first time I saw this meme was back last August. So I'm wondering, was there a surge? How many extra of these numbers actually are factored into people who had started seeing this meme and, might have thought it was funny?
So when you actually eat one of these, the symptoms can include nausea, vomiting, severe diarrhea, severe respiratory issues, and even seizures, which ironically is the same thing you do when you drink too much Jaeger.
Yeah.
So, that's something to keep in mind as well.
Okay.
And also people are getting burns to their mouth, their esophagus, irreversible damage. So you're seeing an increase in long-term, lifelong medical complications because kids are seeing these videos and these memes and they're chewing on Tide Pods.
Yeah, see, I get that, we should protect kids from this because, kids are stupid by virtue of being kids, right? They don't know stuff. But grown-ups, I think, this has got to be all kids that are eating.
94% of the 10,000 cases were indicated as they were kids under 5. So these are kids that just pick them up.
So that makes sense.
But there is a significant percentage of adults with dementia who also think this is old man candy and pops in their mouth as well. Now, Procter & Gamble, who makes Tide, they've made a big effort to educate consumers. They've updated their packaging to make it harder for kids to access them as well.
Last night when I was actually at Walmart, in the laundry aisle, every single type of concentrated detergent pod is now locked up. In fact, the big containers of Tide Pods that hold, 36 to 50 pods actually have the spider alarm system on it. So now you need assistance because this is so rampant and people are doing it so much that you actually have to have an associate come unlock the spider in order for you to purchase it.
Maybe we should give these Tide Pods out to the drug dealers in Lawrence. Maybe they'll consume it and help us out a little bit.
That'd be
with
great.
The natural selection thing.
All right, so here's a picture of the Tide Pods all locked up in plastic.
And that is exactly what I saw last night.
Yeah.
See, so you don't just come to the Paying Attention podcast for entertainment value. We try to educate you on a couple things anyway, right?
A little bit.
So now YouTube, because where this fad that's coming out is being seen so often, is now on YouTube in videos because these, what we're calling millennials and preteens and young teens are now
millennials.
They're taking videos of themselves biting, just taking a Tide Pod, biting it, and letting it drip out of their mouth. So last night I spent a little bit of time on YouTube actually, which, by the way, there's a hashtag that's trending. This is so popular that there is now a hashtag that says Tide Pod Challenge that you can click on YouTube, and you can watch in real time the videos that people are uploading by the second, by the moment of them biting into Tide Pods. And in the 1 hour span that I spent on YouTube last night, I watched 8,000 videos be uploaded and systematically taken down, which means there's somebody sitting on YouTube working full time, 24 hours a day, to look for these videos, to watch it in real time, and work to get them down.
Yep. In fact,
this country is fucking doomed.
Say that. So YouTube actually, in the statements of Fast Company magazine, they said YouTube's community guidelines prohibit content that's intended to encourage dangerous activities that have an inherent risk of physical harm. We work to quickly remove flagged videos that violate our policies. So they are making an effort, and I think this is going to go a long way to stopping this trend, or at least cutting it back.
I think maybe they could, instead of doing all that, there's always a much more simpler solution than what society comes up with. How about just don't make them look like candy?
Duh. Yeah.
Just make it look like a white powder. Make it look like something that doesn't look like something a kid or a person with dementia is going to want to eat. How about just that? How about don't put it in a plastic in a plastic thing that's see-through, and put it in something that's not see-through, so it doesn't look like. How is this hard?
It also smells delicious.
Yeah, check it out, Tom.
Yeah, smell it.
Yeah, oh, gee, thanks.
Just give it a little squeeze near your mouth. It's awesome.
I can't smell it at all.
You know,
I'm a smoker though, so that's not.
Although we think that it's
So
going to go a long way.
it's actually a liquid.
It's a liquid.
It is a
Oh,
liquid.
see, I didn't realize it was a liquid. I thought it was almost like a gel,
No, it's a concentrated liquid.
No kidding. See, I can't. Well, actually, now I can smell it. Yeah. No, it's not bad. So they should make it like cherry flavor, vanilla flavor. Just so when people are eating them, at least it tastes good.
Before you burn your esophagus, let's
Right.
have a little strawberry flavor.
Right.
So let's review some of those internet memes that you talked about earlier that have appeared recently to mock this dangerous trend.
That's right. So in this first one, we have a police officer, kind of, referring back to the, the DARE program, an officer telling kids in school in 2008, don't smoke crack.
And
Crack is whack. No.
And in 2018, now it's don't eat Tide Pods.
Right. Because it worked so well for the crack, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, DARE cops have been telling kids, don't smoke weed, don't take drugs, don't drink and drive, and that's worked out so well, right?
I heard McGruff, the crime dog, actually OD'd last month.
Did he really?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
It's that friggin' fentanyl, man.
It's true.
You know what it is?
So we're going to take a look at the next one, which maybe we're segueing into the next crazy trend is it's a picture of underneath a car, and it says kids out here eating Tide Pods, but they don't realize that their cars leak Mountain Dew, which is actually antifreeze in the picture.
Right.
Is that the next one? We're going to start cutting lines with Mountain Dew under the car.
I know you got to be careful that you don't let your dog eat drink the antifreeze.
Yeah, or chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
So the next one is a mock-up of a Hot Pockets package with Tide Pods as the filling. We're calling it the Forbidden Fruit Hot Pockets.
Right.
And the final one, which we just think is great, it's a simple fix to the problem of eating Tide Pods. The Tide Pod now says contains gluten.
Which will definitely
So you get
work.
people to not eat it. That's
Yeah.
good. I like that.
Gluten-free
Gluten-free.
since
Thank you,
93.
Fred Meredith. Thank you, Janet.
So, obviously you've had a couple things that you said in here, but, any comments as to what you think
I think
about
the
this craze?
whole thing is the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life. But I do understand you have kids and you have people with dementia who are going to eat things that look like food. And if you're making something that's not food, and you know that, like the Tide Company or whoever it is that makes it, Procter and Gamble, it just seems to me like they ought to be able to package it in a way so that it doesn't have that effect. It doesn't look like candy. It doesn't look like food. I don't know. I can't even believe this I can't even believe this is a thing. Like, we're even talking about
that we're
it.
covering
Yeah,
this.
it's been on ABC and CNN
Right.
and all the local news stations as well because it's so huge right now. Tens of millions of views.
And I hear Tide Pods, my eyes just glaze over when I go looking for something. I go looking for like Donald Trump or something. I go looking for something I understand. I speak Trump, so I go looking for that.
And already this year, Time has actually done a report. So it's so relevant that Time is already coming out with something. And it says that there have already been 39 reported cases, which after speaking me and Ira, 39 seems really, really
You see
low
8,000
considering the
videos
craze.
last night.
Right.
Yeah.
Just the videos I saw last night. So 39 reported cases of teenagers misusing the laundry detergent pods by the American Association of Poison Control Centers. So that doesn't sound like a lot at first glance, but when you look at the fact that there were only 39 cases in 2016 and there were 53 in 2017, you're saying, wow, this is only the first couple of weeks. You've got to be kidding me.
Right.
Yeah. And then finally, we're seeing celebrities, athletes, role models weighing in on this crazy topic.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to remind kids, just say no. So let's roll that clip.
That's all right. It's all good.
We're fixing post.
It's a live show, but that's all right. Here on Paying Attention. Twin Light Security.
Washing, not eating.
So Gronk says, do not
Do
eat.
not eat.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so if Gronk says so, you know it must be true.
Can I ask a silly question?
Sure.
What's a grunk?
I think it's an extra chromosome. I'm not sure, but,
All right.
but we need
Sounds like
we
it.
need him Sunday for
All
sure.
right.
We do.
Okay.
So remember, kids, for a clean mouth and fresh breath, do not eat Tide Pods.
Very good.
Yeah, swallow toothpaste.
That's your
instead.
paying attention thought of the day.
Yeah, swallow toothpaste.
Don't
instead.
eat Tide Pods. Don't eat yellow snow and don't eat Tide Pods.
That's right. Or toothpaste. But that's it for this week's IQ segment. So we're going to turn it back over to you, Tom.
All right, thanks. Listen, I appreciate you guys. Do you know what you're going to talk about next week at all? Can you preview it, or are you just going to make it? We can just make it up throughout the week.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Well, that's good. Excellent. I really like these reports. I know that I'm getting a lot of emails from people saying, no, we want less segments about like new stuff and more of you just pissing people off.
That's just me.
All right, it's just Tyra. But I think it's important that we educate people about some of this stuff. We have people who watch us because of my snarky attitude, but we want to educate them along the way too. So hopefully by the next couple of weeks we'll be able to go 2 hours, and then we'll really be able to do some. Well, I think we'll be able to do some really good stuff. Anyways,
sounds great. Thank you.
So thank you guys for coming. I appreciate that. We're going to bring up Lion Dave next after the next commercial. I've got a ton of stuff I'm going to talk about during my rant today. We're watching all of this.
I know, yes.
My new girlfriend. We're watching all this stuff about Donald Trump's a racist because of what he said about Haiti. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Just unbelievably ridiculous. What passes for racism today? We'll talk about that after Lion Dave. Dave is from the Lawrence Lions Club, and most people don't know, what does the Lions Club do? What does the Exchange Club do? What does the Rotary Club do? We have all these social groups that you see the signs on the highway, but most people don't understand what they are. And each week I want to try and at least educate people as to what those are, because they're great groups and they do tremendous stuff in the community. And if people knew what those were, I think maybe they'd have a little bit more help. So let's take a very quick break. We'll bring Lion Dave up here, and then I'm going to snark through all of my topics and try and get through.
Just a little bite. You doing the alphabet there?